Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. Fine by me because, you know, he's going to schedule it for perfect time for breaking for us.
Okay.
Because, well, he doesn't like I don't think he wants anybody to hear his voice.
Fine.
Maybe he sounds girly.
Probably.
My strong hand.
You know, his voice will crack because he's still in puberty.
When it's time to change. I know. He's such a babe. He's just a little wee babe. He's a wee little lamb. Anyways, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great because I did my John Cusack research and I just punched myself in the face like a ding dong.
Good job.
I know.
Do it again.
No, you do it. Show me how it's done right. You do it yourself. I caught myself right here on my chin.
On my chinny chin.
Because I went like, I don't know why I did it like that, but I was like trying to do that celebration thing, like yay, and I just had my hands like that. That's not what it looked like. I understand.
Pow, right in the kisser.
Yeah. Ow. So I'll probably get a little bruise because that made my ear hurt. Like hit me in the right
around
spot.
looking like ash.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh, so I did do my research and I did Google about nepotism.
Okay.
About Nepo babies. So you are right. According to what they can see, it's 16 to 20% of actors fall into what will be considered the nepotism category.
Okay.
But here's the caveat they gave. It's really hard to tell because that is just, we only know about the ones that we're seeing in mainstream. Yeah. And so because there's like more than 1 million working actors in the world, mm-hmm. And they're working actors, like, so they're background characters all the time. Yeah, yeah. But there is a perception it's much more because the number jumps massively up. So of all the actors in the world that are working, 86% of them, or 84% of them are considered working actors. And they know that there are Nepo babies in that. But as far as mainstream, what people see, it's upwards of 16 to 20%. And there could be more, but there's no way to validate it because in the history of Hollywood and in the history of movies and entertainment, it's always been family traditions.
Yeah, yeah. There's whole empires of... Yes. My great-grandpappy was in the films back in the 20s.
Well, I mean, it's just like, you know, Giada, her grandfather or great-grandfather was a producer, De Laurentiis. And we've all seen movies by him. Which don't ask me to quote him now because I read it and I was like, oh, I've seen that. But anyways, but she's a chef. So, you know, her family thought she would go into acting and producing and she didn't. She's a chef.
She's like, fuck y'all. I don't want to deal with all that nonsense.
But technically she did what they wanted because she's on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, Giada De Laurentiis is a fantastic Italian chef.
I also kind of wonder, like, how many... This will be an interesting thought experiment for the future, although who knows? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I wonder how many people who are current like YouTube celebrities are children of actors. And going into the future, I wonder how many quote unquote dynasties are being generated right now and have been.
Right.
Like how many, because there's so many children that are actually on YouTube because their parents are on YouTube. Yeah. So I wonder how many of those people will then grow up to have kids and their kids will be in YouTube also.
Well, there's going to be that factor where the founders of YouTube want to retire. Because YouTube's now been around for what, 20 something years?
Maybe 20 years.
It's because, well, Nice Peter and started dropping YouTube videos in like 07, 08, right?
Yeah. So
maybe it's 20 years because I just know, I know that Epic Rap Battles just had like their 20th anniversary or whatever.
Okay.
Because they're in their late 30s, early 40s, and they've been doing it for a while. Yeah. So those are all interesting thought processes, but I think more predictably what's going to happen is I think you're going to see exactly what Netflix has done, and they have scouted out some up and coming podcasts. And they've got a whole line of podcasts.
Yeah.
They're doing these like this year to see where the niche fits in. And the thing about it is that I think podcasts are going to move back to what we do, where it's audio only. And the reason I think that is because I think people are realizing
I have a face for radio.
I have a face for TV. I have eyes for TV for sure.
I have a face for porn.
However, I'd like to be able to walk out of my house.
Yeah.
And not have somebody go, "Oh, you made $20,000 this year. Can I have a few grand?" I'm like, no, look, you know how much money I've made a year podcasting? $40. Woo, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's not like the way people think. But that I do think we're going to go back to audio podcasts and where that's going to be the main staple, because to me, a lot of it is gimmicky. I'm sorry. And that I wish them all the success in the world, but it's gimmicky to me when I see somebody talking about conspiracy theories and they have a really big eyes and don't you know, they're all out to get us. And I'm like, Mel Gibson did a movie called Conspiracy Theory. Like, you can't top him. It's just, I don't know. But I do think people are going to click back on to, visuals are nice, but you really, like, what is important to you? Seeing the person you're talking that you're listening to have a discussion, maybe a conversation over some coffee or something. What's more important, that you can see them and have this weird fucked up fantasy about them, or if you leave a little mystery there and they can just be whoever you think they are? Yeah,
when we start doing videos, I'm just going to be a giant penis.
I'm going to be a giant nipple. So you'll be a penis, I'll be a gooey duck penis, basically, because that's what nipples look like, is uncircumcised penises.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
You said you'd be a penis, and I said I'd be a nipple, but nipples to me remind me of uncircumcised penis.
What the fuck?
Look, man nipples are different than women nipples.
Any fucking way.
Erect women nipples. Whatever. Anyways, but I don't think YouTube's going to be around another 20 or 30 years. I really don't. And the reason I say that is they already started pulling back what they're paying people.
Yes.
They did a massive reduction. They've done enough of a reduction of what they're paying people that all of these people who have been, quote, influencers or informers or however you want to say it, they're going to other platforms. They've gone to Instagram. Oh, I can take this video I made 10 years ago, clip it into a 30-second or a 1-minute thing, and boom, I'm making money.
Yeah, I don't know. And here's why. Because the overwhelming majority who post videos on YouTube are not getting paid. They weren't getting paid before. They're still not getting paid.
Well, okay. YouTube's not going to go away, but their payment plan is.
Okay.
Them actually paying people. It's going to go from, because my understanding is they've basically cut the structure in half. They've cut the payment in half. They're going to cut it in half again in 5 years, and then half again. And pretty soon it's going to be, you can post all you want, and we'll pay you $50 a week. It's going to be something like that.
Maybe. Well, the problem with making a prediction like that is that they will respond to the market, right?
Right.
And so if they are getting basically out-watched by other platforms, which they're not even close at this point.
Yeah, no.
Then they will respond in a way that will boost themselves because they're a money-making company. So I'm
going to be honest. If I had started YouTube and I hit my 25 year anniversary and I was smart about my money and my investments, I'd be like, you know what? I'm ready to retire. I'd be ready to retire.
I think the people who started YouTube retired years ago. I believe that they sold, because Google owns YouTube currently, but that wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they've owned it for a long time, more than 10 years, I'm pretty sure. Probably more like 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, I think YouTube is so on that precipice of becoming the next MySpace. I really do, because Vine went away. Yeah. And then you've got, what's the other streaming platform?
There's Rumble, which is kind
never heard of it.
You should have, because it's very right leaning. TikTok is probably the most popular one other than YouTube, but it's all shorts, right?
And then
you got Instagram. Once again, though, it's all short video format.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, I haven't been on there.
I think the longest video
decade.
I've seen on Instagram is like 2.5 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it makes sense because the attention span of most people, even myself, I find a lot of times, like a lot of the YouTubers that I used to watch had really long format videos, like they were at least 30 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times now I don't have the fucking patience to sit through a 30-minute video unless it's something that's really, really interesting, or I'm not watching it anyway because I'm doing something else. A lot of times I'll be like, okay, I got the gist. I'm switching to fucking something else.
I just think from what I've seen, to me, it looks like YouTube is grabbing a lot of different straws and trying to pull it in. They've been doing these podcasts. Now they offer audio podcasts.
Yeah.
They offer it on the go. They offer premium channels. They offer movies. You can rent movies. And it just feels like they're so spread thin. And I'm not kidding. I spent 1 hour scrolling YouTube last night because I woke up, couldn't get right back to sleep. And it was like, there was not more than 4 videos. I watched the entirety of it. And I was just like, I don't know if it's my age, if it's the fact that I don't find anything funny about somebody smacking a dog. I don't find anything funny about them finding a starving dog and then doing the Arms of the Angel, the Sarah McLachlan song, which I can't stand when they do that. But them finding a starving dog, is it dead? Poke, poke, poke with sticks. I can't stand what I was seeing. And it was a lot of that. For me, there are funny animals and then there's animal cruelty. Mm-hmm. And there is, YouTube, you're not paying attention because it's not funny to have a cat in a cage and then bang on the cage because the cat wants out and I'm going to work now, honey. Clack, clack, clack. It's not funny to me. It's not funny when a cat falls from a second story. It's amazing when they land on their feet, but like none of that entertains me. The kids.
And I don't get why you're seeing a bunch of those. I've never seen any of those videos.
I just literally go to I don't even sign in. I just go to YouTube Shorts and start scrolling.
Okay, well, that's half your problem. You're fucking getting a random shit instead of actually getting stuff that you want to see.
But I think that's YouTube's problem because YouTube shouldn't have that kind of content on there. You know, I mean, that's a fair statement. It's just like, if you want more people to use your platform, which they do, then maybe you ought to think about what is considered animal cruelty, right?
Okay.
But the one video I saw that I watched the entirety of it, which I didn't think was child cruelty. I thought this was a brilliant experiment done by these parents. And it was a 2, maybe 3-year-old child. And the child was self-sufficient.
Okay.
The child got themselves up. They brushed their teeth. They did like their study work. They, like played their games, did their study work or whatever. They made their own food. They cleaned up after them. It showed an entire day of what this child has learned to do safely at their age.
German or Japanese?
Korean.
Okay.
Korean or Chinese, one of the two. But to me, I'm like, that is amazing how this video that I saw in the middle of the night only had like 2,300 views. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, so are people in denial that a lot of other countries have more not as self-sufficient children? Or do people not care to see children in their own home, on their own property, being safe and taking care of themselves the right way? Washing your hands after the bathroom, brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Like it was brilliant. It was so brilliant. But anyways.
Well, also part of that is also going to have to do with the nature of the kid themselves.
Sure.
And I assume that both of the parents are in that child's life, and they probably have grandparents and stuff like that are taking care of them also. Like that, all that stuff makes a huge difference in.
Yeah. I mean, it just showed that it was him and his mom.
Yeah.
But somebody was obviously filming, so it was probably dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. For you were a self-sufficient child by the time you were 5.
Yeah.
So for me, I would think that you could appreciate videos like that. But then maybe at the same time, it gives you some bad flashbacks. I don't know.
Probably not. No.
I think we are on this continuous slope to dumb down humanity.
Yeah.
we're not on this slope of teaching children younger and younger and younger how to be smarter, how to work fair, how to be fair, how to be self-reliant, because if we had been raising children like they were raised in the olden days where you were an adult by the time you were 12, you know, maybe some of these kids wouldn't be having these videos on the YouTube going, give me my money, bitch, 13 years old. You can't tell me what to do. Oh, God, I just want to punch their fucking face every time.
I think a lot of that is Western civilization, right? Because most of the Middle East is still operating in the still from the same perspective as people from the Middle Ages, basically.
Maybe.
And the same with most of Asia, right? They're still, well, both of those groups still have very strong family units to begin with.
Yeah.
So the mother and father are in the lives of the kids. The grandparents are almost always going to be in the lives of the kids actively, right? Because they're basically their daycare. Because in many of these places, they still live in family groups, not just the mom and dad, but also the grandparents oftentimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes multiple generations are living in the same house or whatever.
It's just amazing to me. And maybe it is just Western culture. Because I've actually seen it in the store where maybe 6, 7, 8-year-old is slapping mom, slapping dad. Get me my candy. Give me my stuff. And it's just like, if I had done that to my mother as a child, kapow, the belt would have come out.
Yeah.
I remember
I would have
this.
got beat right there in front of God and everybody in the middle of the fucking store. Yeah.
And your grandfather or I would have pulled your pants down to embarrass you even further.
Yep. My grandmother actually said that once. If you embarrass me, I will embarrass you here right in the middle of the store.
It's very funny. I had like 2 different types of grandparents. I had, on my dad's side, I had my grandmother who was severely diabetic and had severe skin issues. And so she hid away from the world, but she became this fantastic baker and cook and canner. And, you know, she could see, she did a fair amount of sewing and all of that. And she was just a happy joy to be around. Excuse me. And then you got, excuse me.
Wow.
And then you've got my mom's mom who, you know, she was a gardener, but she was also she wasn't a vain woman, but she was a really pretty woman. And so, you know, and she had a very nice figure for her age. And, you know, I can remember how she would kind of flirt, but she had this thing where she had a lead foot. So my mom's mom, she wore V-neck tops all the time. And she's very much built like I am. But she had these amazing bras where it just looked like she had a shelf underneath it. So they were constantly almost up to her shoulders. And it was just like right there.
She had wood platforms in her bras.
Yes, I'm telling you, that's what it looked like. It was just like, and she used to laugh. I remember she used to laugh at her chest a lot. And she'd be like, look, with her bras, she could put a dinner plate on it and let go and they wouldn't fall. You know, so I had 2 different types of grandparents. I had the one that was a little funnier, you know, and a little more fun loving and just kind of a little more like racy, I guess you would say.
Okay.
And I'm the only grandchild who ever got punished for anything, it felt like, but whatever. And then I had the other kind. And my mom was kind of interesting because there were times where I'd prefer to be around her mom than my mom. But my grandmother, my mom's mom, was very much like, if you make me spank you in public, that's going to embarrass me more.
Yeah.
And I remember she swatted my little sister on the butt once in public. And it just sounded horrible because my little sister was in a diaper, but she'd grabbed something and almost got her fingers pinched. And it freaked my grandmother out. And I still remember, and you know my siblings. And so my little sister, her lip all pouting out, woo, 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 woo. And I just thought, oh God, because when she whacked that butt, she had a diaper on.
And so it made a lot more noise.
It made more noise. It sounded like my poor baby sister had let a horrendous fart out.
And just startled her more than anything.
Yes. And I just thought, oh God, I don't want anybody thinking I just pooped my pants. We're literally 17 months and 5 days apart. That's all it is. And I remember those things. And so anyways, watching YouTube the other day, I'm just like, if more people would raise their kids to be self-sufficient, we wouldn't have this. You wonder, would we have what we have going on? Like these 14-year-olds and 17-year-olds that are stabbing each other and shooting each other.
I mean, we've always had that.
We've always had it, but it seems like it's a very big surge since COVID. It seems like it's a massive surge.
I mean, I don't know how much of that is literally happening more and just it being reported more because we have cameras everywhere. Everybody's walking around with a camera in their pocket.
Yeah.
Also, though, the school system is partially to blame for this sort of stuff, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Especially with the no kid left behind. Literally, you can't flunk a grade. You get moved forward.
Yeah, you have a friend who's a school teacher, or two of them aren't two of them school teachers? And how are they dealing with the fact that they cannot legally flunk a child anymore that is failing in their class despite efforts and helps?
I don't know. I haven't talked to them about that particular aspect. Mostly it's been disciplinary stuff, although the one is more like a special ed teacher. And then the other one, she makes sure that she deals with the kids in such a way that they respect her. And so as a result, she doesn't really end up with disciplinary problems in her classroom because she doesn't tolerate stuff and they know it.
Yeah.
And they respect her and she respects them because of it. Right?
Yeah.
And so there's a mutual respect thing going on with her.
So she's kind of set out, look, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. Because
nice.
A lot of times, especially kids that have issues in school, a lot of times it's more because they haven't been disciplined, right? They haven't had limits set for them. And so as a result, they don't know where they're at. And so they'll push more. They'll be more likely to push your boundaries if they don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
Then,
especially these kids where their parents are absent or their parents are IDGAF. IDGAF. And it seems like that's the mode of most parents anymore. That's all I see, but anyways.
Yeah. So as a result, the person who is giving them sort of a discipline structure within the work are more likely to be the ones that they're going to respect at the very least, not necessarily like you, but they'll respect you and they'll behave properly, let's say. Whereas if you're kind of wishy-washy, then they're going to fucking hate you.
They're going to walk all over you.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not going to respect you.
It goes to show literally, and I hate to say this because I like to think there's a lot of hope for humanity. There's somebody at my job who his father has told me he is of a lower intelligence level, which I firmly believe if you keep telling somebody that, you're dumbing them down. So I feel the opposite. I feel this person has a very good potential in customer service because they are able to take in the information. What they're not able to do is be held accountable. And I will quote this individual, and they have told me, I don't have to be accountable for any of this shit because I'm not smart.
Yeah.
That comes directly from his parents.
Yeah.
Because his father will tell you that he's not smart either. And that's because his ex-wife, his ex or whatever, this child's mother was very abusive, very physically and emotionally and mentally abusive. And I fear some other kind of abuse as well. But I remember the first time him and I had a conflict and I looked at him and I said, and he wanted to explain to me how stupid he was. And I looked at him and I said, that's not how this conversation works. That's not how this works. I am giving you respect of somebody with above average intelligence, whether you have it or not, because I believe you have the ability to think smarter and act smarter than you're acting now. You know what this little fucker says to me? No, my daddy told me I don't. So I fear we have this dumbing down. It's kind of cool to hear we at least have a couple teachers out there that are able. But I think for the most part, there's a lot of teachers who've given up.
I mean, I won't say the system, but it is kind of the system is set up in such a way that they can't really deal with stuff. Like I saw this video with this teacher and she was talking about how a bunch of her students couldn't read the assignments that she was giving them. Mm-hmm. And I want to say she was like an 8th grade teacher or something like this. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how the fuck did you get here and you can't read this shit? And she was talking about the links she had to go to ensure that they could actually do the work.
Yeah.
Because she had to basically rewrite the shit so that they could read it. Yeah. So they had to dumb it down in order for the students to be able to actually do it. And then, like, they can't fail. So, like, there was another video that I watched recently where this lady was like, she wanted to become the new head of education. And the first thing she was like, okay, we're going to bring back zeros. So if you don't do a task, you get a 0 on it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't do a task, you get a 55%.
Because you showed up and tried.
No, just you automatically get a 55% regardless of what happened, which basically makes it so that you can't fail because it's part of the No Child Left Behind. But I think the purpose of No Child Left Behind is that every child should be properly educated.
Yeah.
And instead, what is happening is they're failing forward. They're basically just being moved to the next grade.
Which
you can't be held back. You just get moved to the next grade regardless of what you do, which means they don't have to do anything and they'll get a certificate of graduation. They could literally do nothing and still pass.
You know, I remember when I was a kid and I went to a local elementary school, not too far from where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. And I could remember on field day, you had 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. Mm-hmm. And everybody else, you got 2 participations awards. One, you got 1 participation award for showing up and participating in field day.
Okay.
Right? And then they always made sure you got 1 more award as long as you were in 5th place. You got an honorary award for one thing. We had sack races. We had track races. We had all kinds of different, high like jump, relay races. Jump, yeah, we had all of this for kids. And,
hop, skip, and jump.
Yeah. And it was like, but the 5 main ones were the relay race, the race around the field, 4 laps around the field, the relay race where each team member did a lap around, but everything was limited to 4 laps because, we're kids. Yeah. And then, you had the sack races and they divided it by grades.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember, and I probably still have I might still have 1 or 2 of them of the 3 years I was at that school. Mm-hmm. Field day participation, and I think I was in 1 relay race and we placed 5th or something. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. But, and I remember we had some teachers and there were some kids going, oh man, I really wanted an award. I really wanted a ribbon. And you know what the teacher said to us? Work for it. Earn it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like when the first time I experienced somebody who is 20 plus years younger than me going, oh, cool. Check out my kid. Look at all these awards my kid got. What's going on? Oh, field day. Oh, what did he place in? Oh, no, he just showed up to sign up and he placed dead last, but he got it because he participated in the relay race.
Yeah.
He participated in the single running. He participated in the long jump. And I'm like, what did he place? Oh, dead last. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Now, their opinion is that it wasn't fair when they were growing up. They didn't get some kind of an award. I'm like, everybody got a ribbon for participating in field day. And then the people who excelled at it won the awards. I don't get this.
Yeah.
And her response to me was, that's not fair. So again, we're rewarding mediocrity.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out, and honestly, I can't figure out if it's Gen Xers kids, so the millennials, that are doing it to the kids now, or if it's the Gen Xers who we grew up with that a lot, who, you know, got hit with all this Paris Nicole fancy pants people, and we should get paid oodles of money for being stupid. And
yeah,
I can't figure out where.
Well, yeah, Jackass and the fucking Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie show.
I mean, Jackass, they earned their money, okay? Anybody who's going to let a snake bite their balls, they earn their money. Okay?
But they were doing fucking stupid bullshit, and they got rich because they were doing stupid bullshit.
But Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, they literally were just standing there going, ew, oh my God, I am not cleaning a diaper. Yeah. Like, I believe I just read an article within the last 6 or 7 months talking about Paris Hilton doesn't regret the things that she did when she was younger. She just wishes she'd done things differently. And, you know, I can kind of understand that. You know, she's got 2 or 3 kids now. She's married and all that. And she earned her own money that she used. She didn't take daddy's money. She did earn her own money. But the same thing with Nicole Richie was, yes, even though she's Lionel Richie's adopted daughter, she had to earn her own money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where. I was talking to a coworker maybe 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, when did we decide? Was it the government that decided? Or was it us as a society where we just went, you know what? This shit's too hard. I'm just too tired. Fuck it. Let's dumb everything down.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. And trust me, that little rant came at work when somebody came in and said that they were going to steal the items they were taking because, and I quote, they was living hard life and they earned it. So they literally stole 2 suitcases, the big suitcases worth of clothes, and then a basket full of drinks and snacks. And they walked out the door. I'm doing it because I earned this. I deserve this. This is mine because I'm living a hard life.
I'm about to be living a harder life because I'm about to break both your legs.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I just feel like society has just, I can't figure it out. So I pose that question, is it the government or is it society? And then you see these government officials going, this one time in Cambodia, I ate dog and I got me some amoebas in my head and vaccines aren't real. Like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Wow.
There is literally somebody in the health organization who literally has eaten either monkey brains or dog brains or whatever. And it's got there's a certain disease you get when you eat.
Oh, prions
disease. Yes.
Okay.
So that's their excuse for everything that happens is they're in the beginning stages of prions. And I'm just like, okay. And can you find those articles now? Maybe, because it was talked about 3 or 4 years ago in like USA Today, on CNN. It was all over. And I was just like, this motherfucker wants to run our CDC. And he thinks vaccines aren't real. They're no goods. You got to we got to do herd immunity.
I mean, that is a thing.
It is a thing, but it's just like everybody should be part of herd immunity. Even our 91-year-old older boss. No.
I mean, here's the thing. Herd immunity, you don't get a choice. You're fucking doing it.
Yeah. I have no desire to go to any kind of a public germ orgy. Thank you so much.
I mean, that's just dealing with children.
And I don't have children for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so crazy. I don't know. YouTube kind of worries me because I don't see it being first of all, it wasn't what it used to be.
Okay.
What it used to be so easy because you could go in there and you could type one word and you would find enjoyable videos. You would have the options of educational or funny or, you know, maybe spooky or whatever. And now it's like, what was the one? There was one where it was like me creeping into a room on a spider. I think it's going to be funny. And here they are in Australia showing these big ass spiders.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's not funny. They're really huge in Australia.
I don't know.
Look, I know big when I see big.
Phrasing people. That's what she said.
No, but I worry that YouTube is just, I don't know. I don't sign in because when I was signing into YouTube, all of a sudden my Google had all this crazy crap on it and I was getting flooded with scam emails. And I just like, ugh. Like my partner complains all the time about, oh my God, all this spam. Stop signing into YouTube, you dingling. I swear. It's like they're out to get us all.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
But it does feel like, first of all, it does feel like YouTube has not gone in the direct path of where they originally were. And things are subject to change. Mm-hmm. But you know, the first thing I look at is literally the pay scales for the creators, how much it's downsized.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if that's because of they're going, you know, it's really not worth that content, or because there's so many creators, everybody's getting a little bit, which hasn't been my experience at all. No matter how many listens we get on our stuff, we haven't seen anything from them at all.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're still small potatoes. I think probably what's happening right now is they have so many fucking people that they were paying that it's gotten kind of diluted. Also, it's kind of like the Hollywood thing. There's millions and millions of people fucking posting videos all the time.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them are hoping to become the next fucking, I don't know,
hot ticket
XQC or whatever. Yeah, and so they're hoping to become the next Mr. Beast. And so they're fucking trying all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like who's the kid? Icy Speed, is that what his name is?
Oh yeah, Speed, yeah.
Like I don't understand.
One of the nuisance streamers. Yeah.
I don't have any idea how he got popular.
Yeah.
Do you?
I'm not sure. I think he was like originally like I don't know. I think he was one of those TikTok people, or not TikTok, Twitch people. Who got popular for playing video games or whatever.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's what he is. And then he started posting to YouTube, and basically they can diversify by posting stuff in multiple platforms.
The only thing I've seen from him has been him watching videos and giving money to people. It's the only thing I've seen of him.
Nah.
So I'm like, I don't understand how that, like, what? And then, of course, Mr. Beast, I mean, he tries lots of different things. No thanks to his chocolate bars. Ugh. No, thank you.
Yeah, I've not tried any of his food products.
Very chalky. But, you know, he's a big risk, big rewards kind of guy, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's great. But other than that, I mean, bad lip reading, I thought was hilarious. But when I tried to watch some more newer bad lip reading, it was just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since I watched bad lip reading.
It's been a long time since I've watched anything good on bad lip reading. And then, of course, you know, epic rap battles is fantastic.
Yeah, but they're kind of annoying because they only put out like maybe one video a year. I guess most of their stuff, most of the content that they're actually creating, they're doing through Patreon or something right now, and have been for several years. But most of the stuff that they have been posting recently has been like shorts.
Yeah.
And like
behind the scenes stuff.
Kind of like behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah. Maybe
they'll do a new rap battle, but it will be kind of like an ad lib, just them, no makeup, no production.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple of those like 1 minute videos on the Facebook where they're literally going through, they're like, oh, do you remember this? And they're kind of doing the lyrics back and forth.
Yeah.
And then they have a quick like discussion about it. Like, oh, I should have put this here instead of that. So I've seen that, which I love seeing that creative process.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Like, it's so funny. Like if anybody saw our creative process, they probably would laugh because it's like, I know this episode we were going to talk about a certain thing, which we'll do next episode or the episode after or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, then we started talking about this, like the streaming, the YouTube, the dumbing down of America. And I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but I think it is the dumbing down of America.
Yeah.
Although I have seen some guys and gals in UK in their early 20s, and I'm wondering if they're getting dumbed down over there too.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot in Europe also. I think that the effect is the worst here.
Yeah.
As far as the dumbing down. Now there's other problems that are worse in Europe, in like France and Germany and England and the Netherlands and whatnot than what there is here. But
yeah, well, it's just, we'd had a conversation, I think, that we kind of put back in the vault. and we were talking about like, so even though other countries are having a lot of problems because they literally in Europe, they have a war going on.
Yeah.
On that continent, they have a war going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked about like marijuana money.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
where'd it go? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. And that's the same thing over in the UK. Why are you popular? You just got your teeth fixed. Nobody knows why. I just straightened out my crooked teeth and now I'm popular. And I say that because I actually heard and I say character because I think there's a lot of people who are on reality TV. Mm-hmm. And I think they portray themselves a certain way.
Okay. Yeah.
And have this certain persona mm-hmm. versus the way they really would be behind closed doors. Because, you know, you catch it every once in a while. Like you'll be watching something and you'll just see it where they're just like one person tries to portray themselves on a certain show I watched. And I'm not going to name names because everybody will know who this knucklehead is. And she's just like, she's constantly like, I'm a very nice person. I'm a very nice person. I'm a very nice person. And then you see this clip that's kind of like behind the scenes where she's just going off on a friend of hers that she's had as a friend for a very long time. And she's like, bitch, you don't know me. I'm here to win money. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't want nothing to do with your problems. That's your fucking problem. Why are you causing problems with people? Why can't you just shut the... I mean, and she's going on this whole diatribe about it's your fucking fault for being sensitive to somebody calling you a bitch because you're being a bitch. And it's just like, what's happening? But she's dumb. I'm sorry. She's dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's everything in the world is her fault. So I get kind of concerned that YouTube is dumbing things down. Our government is dumbing things down. Our local government is definitely dumbing things down.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk to some of these people who like, look, I'm not saying addiction's a choice. I will never say that. Mm-hmm. But you have a choice how much you fight for yourself.
Yeah.
You have a choice to decide to get help. And if help's given to you, then be thankful for it. Because they're so... Every day I'm at work, they come in and they're like, I'm so excited. I got my $800 check today. All I got to do is do this. This is like, oh my God. So I do worry we're dumbing our society down.
Yeah.
And I don't think that YouTube in the current, like its old format was fantastic. It was entertaining. It was educational. It was funny, sometimes sad. But now it's just like, spend money with us or we're going to bombard you with ads. Spend more money with us and rent the movies here. Don't get a streaming service where you can watch the same 50 movies we have. It's just very annoying.
Well, a lot of the stuff that happens on YouTube isn't directly controlled by YouTube. Okay. And what I mean by that is YouTube doesn't control what's getting posted there. YouTube also doesn't control who's watching what. I mean, they kind of try to,
right,
through their algorithm by feeding you the sort of things that you want to see if you're logged in, mm-hmm. right? And then sometimes YouTube will throttle the exposure of certain things.
Yeah.
And then try to push other things. But at the end of the day, it's still you choosing to watch a video or not.
Yeah.
And it's still people choosing to post videos or not.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the times the stuff that's popular is, well, first of all, it's based on what has been fucking uploaded.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
YouTube isn't fucking creating its own content. It's farming that out to other people. And then like the more people watch a video, the more YouTube is going to show it to other people. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, sometimes they'll throttle stuff, apparently. But so when you're seeing stuff like nuisance streamers fucking going around doing bullshit, you're getting showed that because, first of all, somebody uploaded it. And second of all, a bunch of people have fucking watched it. And YouTube's like, well, maybe more people will want to see this.
Well, what's very annoying to me about YouTube and even certain platforms, and I'm not going to say because I really don't want to get the account suspended, is they're like, so you're on our platform. Pretty much nothing's going to happen unless you or your friends share the material, and then it'll only be shared to people you know or they know, unless you want to pay us for advertising.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest load of shit, because it used to be you would get shares and then you would kind of get, then once you hit like 100 shares, they'd be like, oh, we'll throw this in once every 100 clicks or like, and now they don't do this. And the one that really annoys me is the one that keeps trying to get me to do advertising. And it's just like, okay, well, what would happen for my budget? Literally for my budget, our budget for a week, we don't need it because we get 3 times that amount of views on average versus paying for them what they would get. Yeah, organically. So, because when you pay for it with the budget, they're like 6 to 9 if you commit to paying this same price for 30 days. 6 to 9 people, I get that every day anyways.
I remember watching a video where this guy, so this one content creator was basically exposing this other content creator for nonsense. Basically, this other content creator was, they got some sort of deal from some direct advertisement deal with some companies, and they basically fudged their own numbers directly through manipulation by fucking basically. They paid to have their videos advertised, right? So they paid YouTube to give commercials of their fucking videos to other people. And then what happens, though, is that YouTube counts that commercial as a view of your video. Okay? So even if you don't click on the fucking commercial to go watch that video, it still counts it as if somebody had watched at least part of the video. And so they had inflated numbers of how many times their videos were being viewed, and then they got paid based on those inflated numbers. And so the feedback loop actually paid for itself. Normally this would be a money losing proposition, right? But based on how they charged the fucking person they were going to be advertising within their videos for, they basically made it so that they earned tens of thousands of dollars, in spite of the fact that the videos, even the videos that they did after this and placed a commercial, because they did a commercial themselves within their own video, the people that were getting tracked as having watched that video, the overwhelming majority of them just saw the commercial from the YouTuber, not the actual commercial that they were supposed to be producing. And so it had this kind of false, basically they were falsifying the actual results. Of course, the companies, because he did this to several companies, the companies could then, through their ad agency, see kind of like click-through rates and stuff like that to purchase or whatever the products. So several steps down the road, they could see that in fact this advertising campaign was basically a waste of money, but it would be several steps down the fucking road.
Right.
And basically this other dude was exposing the guy for doing shitty behavior, basically.
Well, it's one of these things like, so you tell this about what's going on, and then I see stuff that's going on, and I'm just like, listen, this is why who I follow is at a very minimum. And and I respect anybody who has that same back to me, because it's just like, I want authentic, real people. There are a couple of people I used to follow and I had to quit following them, because I was just like, wait a minute, you're living in an $800,000 house in your city, and you're like getting depressed when people don't send you gifts. It was a bad week. Nobody sent me anything. Boo. And then there's another one where he's like,
eat the rich. Meanwhile, I live in an $11 million mansion.
Well, he's supposed to be like, how do you deal with mental health and everything? And like, he didn't do anything. He hasn't posted any real videos for a while. And people started pointing out, but we're seeing you around town. We're seeing you, do this, that, and the other, and you're partying, you're drinking, you're doing everything you said. And then he posts a video recently going, oh, I've just been so depressed. And I'm not saying he's not depressed, but it's just like, this is just too coincidental that somebody who has been doing this platform for all this time, trying to tell people how to find a different way to deal with mental health issues and talk about it. And then all of a sudden, everybody in this town you live in for the last 11 months has seen you out partying and drinking, and you fucking married and you skirting around with girls. Come on now.
I mean, that is one thing with YouTube and all the other social media outlets. There's no vetting of these people for being an actual expert in anything.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of the people aren't out there claiming, but there are some people that are claiming, oh, I'm a fucking PhD in blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And they're not. And then they're talking about stuff, but a lot of them aren't making those claims.
Yeah, no, the ones I really like are the ones that will sit there and tell you, I am not an expert at this. I'm telling you what works for me. So if this works for me, share your ideas with me. One of the people I really love, and he's like very he's like you smart. It's disgusting. His name's Layton. And it's so funny. So you've seen the Plant Slant before. You've seen who he is before. And he has his own... He's gone to college. He's worked for college, all of that. He's uber smart, but like all he tries to... The only thing he's trying to do is to teach people how to have a better, positive relationship with food. Because eating disorders is obviously a mental health disorder. And because so many people are getting ridiculed for it, like they don't seek help. And the mortality rate for people who deal with anorexia nervosa is super high.
Yeah. And
like there was a gal, like he just posted a video of a girl who posted a video, and she's just like, I'm trying to understand how to make food my friend, and like she's like, she looks one step above the grave. And she's talking about, yes, I measure everything. Yes, I count my calories, because then I feel like I'm in control of my eating and I can see where my reward is. And there's all these negative, like eat a burger, and Liam's just like, stop. Why do you, she is sharing something that works for her. And this is part of her recovery. So my favorite thing is when he talks about these people who post things that are negative and nasty, whether it's on a fat person, a skinny person, black, white, brown, anything in between. And he's just like, okay, fuck you, bye. Because he's just like, my whole platform idea is to teach you to have a better relationship with food, because this is what worked for me. Yeah. And if you've seen pictures of Liam over the years, like he was not the healthiest person. Now he makes fun of himself where he's not healthy, and he's learned over trial and tribulation what works for him for moderation. And he's just like, some people it's counting calories, some people it's doing this, some people. So I love Liam. And then the only other one that I really care for anymore is the Hoof GP. Because Graeme, because it is a learned skill. It is something where it's, you have to be taught by a farrier how to do it. A certified farrier. I don't know what they call it as far as what he does. Here in the States, if you take care of animal hooves, that's what you do. There's another guy who's a U.S. guy. I don't really like him because I'm just like, you literally are copying Graeme. Because Graeme's from Scotland, and he's, he's very all about it. I'm pretty sure in the U.S. we're so fucking lazy, they've probably made a machine where you just have your cows stick their feet in there and you go grind it, and then if they find problems, they probably just send them off to the slaughterhouse. That's how lazy we are in the U.S., honestly. But anyways,
also there's 10 billion cows in the U.S. Just kidding.
Not anymore. You had carne asada today. Not anymore. Yep. But that's my point, is that, it feels like humanity is being so dumbed down. And it feels like everybody on a lot of these platforms are so fake. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's just like, I wish that YouTube literally did some authentication on some stuff, because it's just like, and the amount of AI content is killing actual creative content makers.
Yeah, they're pumping out more and more.
My God.
Yeah.
And like for all these people going, oh yeah, you can't tell it's my AI content. Guess what, buddy? I most certainly can if they only have 2 fingers and they're giving a high five. I'm just saying. If they have fingers that are as long as from their elbow to their wrist, fingers, not fingernails, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking that might be a little AI. But anyways, I don't know. I do worry we're dumbing down society.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't dumb down humans. We're stupid enough.
The Indumbening has begun.
Oh my God, that's true. The Indumbening has begun.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. That's a scary thought.
What was that dude's name? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
What did he do?
He used to be a football player. He's an actor. Terry Crews. Terry Crews for president. Only if he buys a monster truck, though.
You what? Say that one more time?
It's a fucking idiocracy reference.
Oh, God.
Because he's the president in that,
Yeah.
and he has this monster truck.
You know what's funny is I mentioned idiocracy the other day at work. I was working media with one of my co-managers, and I said to her, I said, oh, this, we were talking about the movies we were showing and how good they were and weren't, like we were rating them and like, oh, have you seen this? No, I haven't. Oh, really? It's about this and da da da. And I was just like, I'm actually kind of surprised. I said, I haven't seen a copy of Idiocracy. She goes, yeah, I haven't for a while either. I'm like, that's because people are using it as a playbook.
This is my manifesto.
I think it is for a lot of people. I think they think it's a future telling story. This is how it was for my grandparents back in the 90s. Anyways, I hope we stop dumbing each other down.
Yeah.
I want people who find us to understand that we might goof a lot on each other, but we also love to do research. I love to do research, and we love to gain knowledge. You don't teabag, you just drop knowledge.
In Lipton packages.
That's right. But yeah, the whole idiocracy thing was just so funny at work. And I was like, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that I have to accept mediocrity as the new norm.
Yeah.
And that individual is highly intelligent. And they're like, yeah, that's why I get excited for 3 and 4 day weekends, because I get to go home and be normal and I don't have to play stupid. Yeah. Anyways,
nice. I
hope everybody has a fantastic day. The undumbening should stop. But I think you're right. The undumbening has begun.
The indumbening.
Indumbening.
Yeah.
Damn
it.
Because
undumbening would be the smartening.
When will the smartening begin?
After everybody's dead.
Or after the indumbening is done.
Yes.
Either way, I hope everyone has a great day.
Later.
Bye. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.